All right, this is review of solving two-step equations from Algebra 1. This is still important to be able to do in geometry. When we're solving equations, we're just trying to get the variable or the letter by itself. It doesn't matter if it's on the right-hand side or the left-hand side. All right, so I'm not going to do all of these for you, but I did want to give you a few examples explained out in a video. The rest you are expected to do on your own. You can always ask the teacher for help. So in a problem like number 1, we are trying to get a by itself, and we want to undo everything around it. So we are going to have to subtract 2, and the opposite of dividing by 4 would be multiplying by 4. And so one of the more difficult parts is trying to figure out what order we need to go in. So since subtraction is one of the final steps in order of operation, PEMDAS, that is what we need to start by undoing. So whenever we're solving, we're actually kind of using PEMDAS backwards. We're undoing everything. So we're going to subtract a 2 on both sides. Remember, what you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. So we would be taking 6 minus 2, and that would be 4. So on the right-hand side, that 2 goes away because 2 minus 2 is 0, and we'd be left with a divided by 4. And then we just have one more step to get a by itself. We want to undo division by 4, so we multiply 4 on both sides. And so since 4 times 4 is 16, that would be what the left-hand side is now. And since 4 divided by 4 is 1, that goes away, and we are just left with a. So that is how you would solve an equation with a fraction in it. But if you notice, there is actually another problem with a fraction in it as well. Number 6. Come down here to number 6. It also has a fraction. As you can see, the difference is that the addition is actually within the fraction. So if there's just one big fraction like that versus a small fraction with addition or subtraction on the outside, we want to get rid of the division first and then subtract. So in this case, we're going to multiply 6 on both sides first. And then we're going to subtract the 5. All right, so if we do that on the left, 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. 6 divided by 6 goes away, and we're left with 5 plus x on the right-hand side now. And so since this is a positive 5, the opposite of positive is negative, so we need to subtract 5 on both sides of our equation. Negative 6 minus 5, again, use your calculators to double check, but negative 6 minus 5 is negative 11. Negative and a negative make a bigger negative. 5 minus 5 is 0, so then we are just left with x on the right side. So our final answer, since we have x by itself, would be negative 11. All right, and the last one that I'm going to show you in this video is solving for a problem like here in number 8, where we have parentheses, there's no division. There's a couple ways that you can do this. You can either start by dividing 2, getting rid of the 2 in the front by dividing it on both sides, or how I like to start it is just distribute. So when we have parentheses and a number in front, we can always multiply or distribute that number in front to both variables. 2 times n is 2n. 2 times 5 is 10. And so we still have negative 2 on this other side. We still need to get n by itself, so we would subtract 10 on both sides. We're left with 2n equals negative 12, and then divide 2 on both sides. We'd be left with n equals negative 6.